Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Driven Within, and we're back. I know I've been gone for a long time, but hey, better late than never. But anyway, I'm your host, B Chat, and my co-host,
Lady T.
and we also got the baby with us. So, baby G. But anyway, today we want to talk about I know this happened like a while ago, maybe about 3 weeks ago, but we want to talk about that segment with Eboni K Williams and what she said about a bus driver. Yeah, I know I'm a bus driver, so I know I needed to respond, but I've been doing bus driver things, like driving a bus. So I've been busy anyway, but I'm gonna get to that for those who didn't hear it. I know my wife probably didn't hear it, so let me just have a little glimpse of it.
Would you date a bus driver? You. Would you date
If
a
he
bus?
owns the bus, if he owns
No.
it, if he owns the bus,
That's wrong. That's a problem.
professional disruptor. So backlash is my business. And I will always take it on the chin for the sake of advancing the work, conversation, or movement. So know that I am completely unfazed by the onslaught of nasty comments, wishing me a sad, lonely, bitter existence until my untimely death. Now that is some weird energy to be wishing onto a black woman, especially one who has dedicated her life to the liberation of black folk. But, whatever. I guess go on. See, I wanted to talk about how do we close the gap between black women who do show up in a so-called masculine posture, those of us that are providing
I'm gonna go forward go to close to the end. This is her response towards that.
position, and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning black Americans to happily accept being a permanent American underclass. But see, because I know the truth about black folk in America, no, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
So, listening to that, what do you think about that?
I think she did a lot. She did a lot of generalizing. Like, I can see some parts of what she was saying about, there are some people, and it has nothing to do with just black people, but there are people who are just too comfortable and not willing to challenge themselves to be better. But I think that for her to say that makes somebody low grade or a low grade just because you're a bus driver and that you obviously had no goals or no good upbringing or you had bad grades because you're a bus driver is a little much. Like that was reaching
Yeah.
because
And I'm gonna say my thought because and I agree with you on that one. I'm gonna say my thought as a bus driver. I've met a lot of people who are very intelligent who probably didn't have no D's and C's, and people I've met dudes that are bus drivers and they have a doctorate degree,
right.
like really, but they felt that they didn't have find that place that they needed to be, and they ended up being a bus driver. Like they did the teaching, they did all of that stuff that she's talking about, but that didn't fulfill what they needed to do. So they got to a point where the drive of the bus was something that they loved to do. So I would say not to down somebody who has a regular job as like a bus driver, but uplift them. Like she was talking about, she's uplifting. How are you uplifting if you're criticizing somebody
She's putting down,
on what
right.
what your belief is of somebody that drives a bus? Because there's all different lives, all different likes, and all different walks of life that drive buses. And maybe a person fell down on luck. Maybe they was up there like you. They could have been a lawyer. They could have been something. Maybe they went down on luck, and maybe they got to that point where they now driving the buses is what they need to do to feed their family and do best for themselves. As for when Ayana, when she asked her, "Would you date a bus driver?" What did you expect her to say?
Well, I know Ebony, and I already know, her outlook on things. So I didn't expect her to say yes, but I didn't expect her to go in like that. Like my thing is, I think Ebony's, and I don't know her personally, but she seems like the kind of person that like she brought up the thing about how black people need to know that we are good enough, but she kind of sounds like someone was telling her all her life that she's not good enough the way she talks, because she has to have the best and everything has to be perfect, and that's not how life is. And that doesn't mean that if the person doesn't have the best or didn't reach the top of their career, that they're not good enough. And she's actually saying the opposite of what she's preaching about when she says that.
Yeah, I agree with that, but also I take it as, all right, we're going to go off for her status. She's an educated black woman who's a lawyer. Would she want to date a bus driver? No.
Right, I understand.
She wants somebody who's going to be of her level.
Understand.
Not saying that a bus driver is not at her level, because there are some bus drivers, like she said, she's not talking about salary, but when it comes down to it, it's all about salary when it comes to your status. Because if I only make 100,000 and you make $1 million, I'm not on your level when it comes down up to that. And I'm not saying that you can't be with me. No, I'm not saying you can't be with me. But when it comes to status, I'm really not supposed to even be talking to you.
You mean in her opinion?
No, and just in general, like a lot of people see that when somebody says a millionaire and I only make 100,000 a year, they're gonna talk about me like I'm like the lowest man in the world, because how could she be out here with this guy who's only driving a bus, and she's a lawyer, well established lawyer, and she talks on TV and she's a voice personality. So right there, I didn't expect anything different from that answer. And I don't take it as like I'm a bus driver. Yes, I don't take it as like you stabbed me in the heart. Because really, would I want you? Probably not. Because I'm not scared of your status, but I wouldn't want somebody who would have rubbed that in my face. How I'm just a bus driver and I can't do this for her and I can't do that for her and I can't do this. Like, why would I want to be with somebody like that? Why would anybody want to be with anybody like that? Because all you're going to do is put me down and make me less of a man in your eyes, which I am not. I'm a hard-working man. I'm doing what I have to do to feed my family. I'm doing what I have to do to fulfill my goals that I want. Those are my goals. Your goals is not my goals. And that's what people need to understand. What you see as big and what you see as success is not what somebody else sees as success. Success is all in what you think it is. It's not all about money. It's not all about this. All about, some people have success in just having a family.
Right.
Which, unfortunately, she doesn't even have. And I'm not downing nobody for that. But what I'm saying is, you don't sound like you're too happy with that part. Because you're going to down somebody on a job and they need to own a bus. Who owns a bus? Tell me right now, who owns a bus? Like a A Metro driver does not own a bus. Even the person who runs Metro does not own the bus. They run it, which I explained to you guys about Metro drivers. They work for the city, which is given money from the state, so it's in the budget of the United States budget. So whichever state you live in, they give money towards them buses. So nobody owns a bus, but the city. The city owns the bus, and the state owns the bus. So how can you do it unless you some kind of politician or something? You don't own nothing.
But not just that. What if he was a bus driver and had his own business, or had that same drive
And-
that she had? Why wouldn't that be?
She doesn't see that as that. She said it's not about money.
I'm telling you, it's learned behavior. Somebody told her that success, money is what makes you powerful and makes you good enough.
Yeah, but
And as Black people, that's our challenge every day with other races in the workplace of always having to prove yourself. Not saying that we have to, but that's how society is. That unfortunately, because everyone's not educated about things, we always are in that place of having to prove ourselves as Black people. Like, you can have a PhD and still not be good enough in the eyes of some people in other races or in other positions. So I understand why she feels that way, but her approach was wrong.
yeah, and like I said, we're not going to elaborate on this. We just wanted to touch on it because I know you guys know I'm a bus driver, and I wanted you guys to hear how I feel and how my wife feels about that. So to end this, I just want to say, what is success? I say that because people think that success is just within money. It's within status. But success is within you. It's what you want. It's what you believe that's great for you. So everybody's success is not the same. So just understand that. And as for her, I just hope that she finds somebody that she wants to be with. And I wish her the best. Because I don't wish nobody nothing but the best. And hope that she can also see that it hurts other people to hear somebody like that of a status, like she says she's of a stature, to talk about other people like as if they're lower because they're not up to what you think they're supposed to be. Because you should never judge a person. And like they say, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a person off their job. Don't judge a person off of what they seem to not bring to you. Because there are a lot of people who they do these jobs. They work these jobs, but they have what you have. They are up to your status. They just work it because they love it. Everybody is not in what you think they are. So don't put somebody in your box that you think they're in. Just understand that we all people. We're all striving to be good. We all striving to be great. Some not as fortunate as others, but we're all here together. And the best thing we can do is uplift each other. And when you're asked, hey, would you date a bus driver? Hey, you could say, well, not really, but I'm just going to say that from my point of view. But I'm not going to say, oh, if he owns it. Like, that's just...
I want to say too, if people was making death threats, like that was not necessary.
No, it's not.
And those responses not making the whole conversation any better.
No, it doesn't. It makes nothing better. And it should never go to no death threat. And everybody has an opinion. And everybody should be able to voice their opinion. And whether you agree with a person or not, you should always be able to accept their opinion. And not go to a point where you're like, oh, I don't like that person, so I'm going to send death threats. I'm going to do this. I'm going to troll her. I'm going to do that. No, why attack the person? Just tell them what you feel about it and go on with your life. Because what she's doing should never affect what your life is going to be. Because she's not going thinking about you. So why are you thinking about her? So I'm gonna close right there. And I want you guys to subscribe, hit the like button, and I will continue to bring you this content. And I just love to inspire you guys. Hit the comment, just hit the comments and let me know what y'all think about it. And continue. I'm gonna continue this till whatever, you know. So I'll talk to you guys later. So keep driving, keep on moving, and I'm out. Later.